Hello everybody, I am Z Arthritis, known commonly as just Z. And today I just wanted to do a small voiceover on the artwork I did recently that was my favorite, made like yesterday. And it's Denji from Chainsaw Man. I really like the show and the manga. I don't keep up with it anymore, but I can still like the characters and whatnot. And this video is less of a pro artist look at. I'm not a pro. It's more of a get an insight on what an artist is thinking, and maybe you'll like to recreate this, and you need to know small little things about it that you may not have noticed. So my first step, I usually like to have really big shapes, because a lot of my style, or at least I'm trying to replicate the Persona style, is shapes. It's just readability and shapes. But for this piece, I decided to do a little bit of construction, because I haven't gotten to the point in my art career where I'm able to just like imagine a work and then instantly put it on paper. I always need constructions, and I can still be very messy and loose with it, which benefits the style a lot. And so yeah, if you're trying to recreate this, the whole point of it is readability. Things that aren't important will be blocked out, such as the pans. It doesn't need much detail, because what you're really looking at is kind of the chainsaw and whatnot. It's the whole point of it. That's why I keep the chainsaw white, and the hair I just keep black. But I add shapes to the hair to boost interest, so we can look at the character's face. And obviously Denji got this very expressive expression he has going on right now. Yeah, and then after this point, I think when I start adding stuff to the chainsaw, I decided to loosen up a bit more than keeping the Persona style very readable and low rendering for my more loose and expressive render. In my more expressive style, you can see a lot of minor changes I make to the character, such as the face, the eyes are being a little smaller, and just adding a lot more details. That's kind of very unnecessary, I would say, but I don't know, I just love it. It doesn't really make sense from like a artist perspective, because it doesn't make sense. Like, you can look at it and it doesn't really make sense why it has it. But while I'm not too messy, I'm still thinking of shapes and just overall proper clothing, and it has to make sense enough but still look cool, right? Like, every artwork has to. Once I was happy with the character, I decided that I haven't spent too much time on this, so I wanted to, because typically I would try to draw environments and whatnot, but this is a very generic, like, just a character pose. So I decided to draw the chainsaw, transformation itself, and on the side, very common. You see it in a lot of artworks where it's just a character standing alone. They typically will add something else behind it to build, just make it look cooler. And instead of adding it to the left side, I added it to the right side. One, because of the Denji's back side, but also because if you see a lot of that black I had originally had in the clothing, it kind of blends into the Chainsaw Man helmet, which was intentional. And it just makes it a more seamless transition. It's black and white, but for algorithms and just to please people that like colors, I usually do the generic Persona: red, gray, black, and white, just to have basic tones. Red's usually the background, but for this, because of the helmet being red in the show, I kept it red. And yeah, this one's a little more simple. It's just basic coloring. You just go in and fill in the colors. Nothing too crazy. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified of more of these that I make. And I do have a Discord server, linktree/beacon, on my Instagram account, zarthritis. Most of my socials are the same besides Twitter, but everything you'll need is in my beacon. And of course, if you join my Discord server, you'll see me work on these live and you'll be able to ask me questions or hang out. Maybe I'll play games in there. Have a lovely day and continue making stuff.